I would link it. Moving on to this game, though, MVP Miracle versus Imperium on Crystallo. We are going to see the ETC ban, followed up by the Imperium ban from Imperium Pro Team. That means MVP Miracle is, of course, going to lock in the Muradin, because now they're the only team with a real tank. I really wish I didn't have to keep saying that, but in the competitive meta, that's pretty much where we're at. ETC and Muradin are the only complete tanks. Everyone else has weaknesses that need to be fixed in the draft. Imperium going to lock in the Li Ming Brightwing. Li Ming gives poke to delay the tributes and a lot of burst potential, which is exceptionally important on this map. Brightwing with the split soak plus poke for delay is actually quite strong, so I understand that decision. MVP Miracle are going to casually lock in Abathur to deny the soak potential advantage. There is a complete bracket, but yeah, it has spoilers in it because, but I don't know if there's an unfilled bracket even for like next week's games. I don't know if that exists. If it does exist, be happy to check that out. Yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, this is the Gold League World Championship Wildcard Qualifier. There were 6 teams that were invited directly in, but there's going to be 8 teams total. So this is with Wildcard Qualifier to decide which of the second best team from minor regions or third to fourth best team from major regions gets to participate. So we're just seeing who gets to qualify for that spot. These games were played the day before yesterday and earlier today, I guess. Sounds right. And I'm casting them from the VODs. I will be casting them live from here on out, starting next week on my birthday, November 19th. I'll be casting them at 1 a.m. in the morning, live as they get aired out. Moving back to the draft, Abathur, Zeratul are the pickups. MVP for MVP Miracle. Zeratul roaming around with an Abathur hat is terrifying. I don't know if anyone's seen that. This is a best of 3. The response is a Vala ban, denying more potential sustained damage and more potential burst from MVP Miracle. Illidan banned out by MVP Miracle. Always a prioritization on Miracle. Once you have a Brightwing, Brightwing's one of the best ways to deal with an Illidan, so if the enemy team has it, you're like, well, let's not do that. And Imperium is going to lock in Tassadar and pick up Samuro. I feel like Tassadar Samuro could be a good combo, because Samuro's damage is the auto attack, but also, when you shield the real Samuro, aren't you giving away which one's the real Samuro? Do you, like, shield the illusion as a bluff? I don't know. But MVP Miracle's not going to deal with such shenanigans. They're going to go Falstad Rhaegar. They have the burst heal to deal with any sort of potential single target damage that Samuro can dish out, as along with the Li Ming. And they have Falstad for the disengage and the gust, the global soak. And Imperium Pro Team going to lock in the Tyrael to help deal with the Samuro's lack of sustain. Sanctification on top of a Tyrael. It's kind of like giving him, it's like giving him Divine Shield. He won't be able to get bursted out. He won't be able to get gusted away. And if they can secure the kills with that combo and then get resets for the Li Ming, they might be able to make something happen. Looks like we had a little bit of a DC, but we have a reconnection. It's fine. We'll have MVP Miracle on the left with the Abathur, Muradin, Zeratul, Rhaegar, Falstad composition. And on the right, we'll have Imperium Protein with Stronger on Brightwing, Nish on, I believe that was Li Ming. I don't know the team's names, unfortunately. Nish on Tassadar. There we go. It's kind of their flex player, as we've discovered today from watching these games. Zay's on Li Ming. There we go. And I believe... Well, looks like they're just going to go aggressive on that Abathur Locust. MVP Miracle opting not to fight at level 1. They're like, we'll just go to lanes. It's fine. We don't really want to deal... We have an Abathur. We don't really want to go for the full 5v5 early on in the game. We'll have Mir on Tyrael, and I believe we're going to have an interesting matchup in the top lane. Samuro versus Falstad. I don't know who wins that, but I do know that Falstad can easily get lots of global gathering power stacks, because each clone counts. That's going to be kind of an interesting dynamic. I really wish there was an UI so I could see how many stacks he's getting. Unfortunately, there's not, since we are casting from a video. But we're going to see a beautiful rotation. Stronger actually taking a ton of damage. Reset almost managed to secure that kill. Is forced to back out. Tis managed to dodge a Li Ming combo. Does back out as well as casually mounting. We're going to see Zeratul pretty much doing that all game, I think. We're going to be either rotating to make sure no soak is missed or rotating to just put damage on the enemy team. And if you can put enough damage on to people, they're forced to back, you can start to miss soak. That is a beautiful blink in, beautiful Storm Bolt, but Mirror does have shield available. It is forced to tap, however, and that is an important resource. And, Primo in the top lane on Samuro. We've actually seen him play Samuro already earlier today. Had a convincing performance in one game and a pretty lackluster performance in the other. Curious to see what we're going to see this game. We're going to see Way of the Blade picked up. This is sort of the easy, not quest talent. It just works right from level 1. We've seen a pretty big preference for it so far in the few games that we have seen Samuro played. I think particularly if you're not confident that you can finish any of the quests. I think Way of the Blade actually in the very early and very late game always does more damage. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic where if you take one of the quest talents for damage, you're like, in the mid game it's better. It's kind of weird. Interesting math on Samuro across the board. A lot of interesting talent decisions based on what you are trying to do. We're going to see Imperium Pro Team with a nice rotation, getting their siege almost right at the 2-minute mark. This is when the tribute is going to spawn right in this window. We see MVP Miracle doing the exact same thing. Rhaegar and Zeratul, very efficient duo to actually finish a camp. We can see them optimizing the area damage there, both Siege Giants dying at the same time, because why not be perfect if you're going to be a Korean team? Maybe not perfect. It's a little bit of exaggeration. But very efficient there, making sure the area damage does get maximized. They're focusing on speed over taking less damage. Mines everywhere for Abathur, giving tons and tons of vision. We can see Reset even following up the mine pass, being like, yeah, there are mines here, so I know they just went this way. Brightwing does Z in, has Peekaboo at level 4. That could have revealed the Zeratul, but he wasn't quite there in time yet. Reset's just hiding here. And actually hiding next to the boss is a neat trick, because if anyone tries to reveal him, it will aggro the boss onto them. We're going to see Abathur soaking in the bottom lane against the Siege. Imperium Pro Team kind of lost the 50-50 here. Or kind of won the 50-50 here. Their Siege is in the bottom lane pushing, whereas MVP Miracle Siege is in the top lane pushing, which means it does get cleared up very, very easily. But MVP Miracle still looks like they're doing pretty good at forcing them back. We see Tist is deep in that line. We see they found the real Primo. They found the real Samuro. They get that pick pretty easily, actually. And this is my concern about Samuro. He has no self-sustain. If a team is good at finding the real one, they just kill him. He does have the increased movement speed on his E as an escape, but it's a little bit difficult. We're going to see, again, a re-engaged Tis with the jump in. Abathur Hat on top of him is going to be able to do so much damage. Stronger is going to get isolated here, and Reset does blink back in, secures that kill. And they're just not even getting the tribute. Look at this. They are so happy with Abathur soaking them a lead. They're like, we don't actually have to get the tribute. We can just keep killing them. They're not even channeling it. They're just like, fine, you're not going to come get it. We'll finally channel it. But 7-6 right now for MVP Miracle. And their comp really takes off at level 10. So getting that advantage this early on is pretty ridiculous. That is a 4-minute, 40-second first tribute cap. That's a minute longer than our average, and we're about 2 levels further along in the game than we normally would be. Normally we'd be in a territory where like 6-5, maybe barely hitting 7 for one team. But instead we are a bit of the way through 8 and a bit of the way through 7, which is absolutely crazy. We're going to see the Bruiser Camp picked off here for both teams. MVP Miracle sending 2 people. Samuro, of course, has the ability to solo camp. Actually did have Li Ming come with him, just to speed up the process a little bit. Meanwhile, we're seeing everyone just trying to aggressively soak every lane as quickly as possible. Brightwing in the bottom lane with the soak. Zeratul does push in with his wave clear and then rotates away. Abathur still pushing that bottom lane. Gonna get to the tribute in time because he started that rotation relatively early. And if we need to get the delay. No, Tist is going to be there in time with the Abathur Hat. No possibility that gets channeled. Does throw down his W, and the residual area from Thunderburn is also going to guarantee that no one caps for at least another 3 or 4 seconds. And Reset, while revealed, is going to be coming into the backline. And Falset's kind of isolated here. He can't really get to his team. He could go back into his base, barrel over the wall, but he's trying to secure this flank and make sure that he can get that damage onto the more fragile targets. That makes Imperium Pro Team spread out. It forces them to be looking for flanks from multiple angles, looking for damage from multiple angles, especially with Reset sharking around in the backline. You can see Tyrael went so far to zone Tyrael that he's actually just not even in this fight anymore. And he is kind of come back around here from the flank. Mirror's going to try and dive in. But MVP Miracle is a breath, a hair away from level 10. And as soon as the moment they hit it, Imperium Proteum is going to be forced to back up. And you can see as soon as they hit it, MVP Miracle dives in aggressively, knowing that. We do see the Brightwing go down, the VP on 2 targets. The clone is going to happen, and Zay's is going to go down. There's no double blink over the wall. There's no possibility Zay's lives through this. He doesn't even have force armor. Gets instantly erased. Primo with his E trying to stealth. The gust into the wall for the slow. That is going to be another kill. Blink over the wall again. That is going to be an ace. The clone might not be... Nope. Clone dies to the tower before they can finish it off, and Tyrael ends up being the only one to survive the massacre. MVP Miracle securing 4 additional kills to none. 11 to 8. Barely a 2-level lead here. It was a 3-level lead momentarily, but really a 2-level lead. And MVP Miracle is pulling the Tempest. They're like, well, we're up a Talontier. The Talontier we're up as heroics. Let's just grab Boss. How's that sound? And again, the next tribute will spawn as this boss is pushing, which means this boss could easily secure a keep on its own. I feel like we just watched this game. The draft is different, and the teams are different, but I feel like we just literally watched this game. Imperium Proteum actually contesting the boss. They're trying to get a kill on Reset. Tist is here. He doesn't have Avatar available, but it is going to be off cooldown momentarily. Ancestral came back barely too late, and they actually secure 2 kills. Imperium Proteum, without heroics, secures 2 kills and steals the boss away from MVP Miracle. Oh my god, I was sure they were going to lose that. I was sure that call was too aggressive. But apparently Imperium Pro Team is keeping track of those cooldowns. They know what's going on. And they actually secure that boss, and that's going to give them such a big advantage getting those kills. They're also going to make sure that Curse does not go over to MVP Miracle. Imperium Pro Team is going to pick up their first tribute of the game. False Set Reses does fly to the top. It's going to help de-push that boss. But at this point, Imperium Pro Team is currently in the driver's seat on the map. They can decide, they can pressure wherever they want to. They have the advantage. Instead, they're just going to soak as much as possible. They are going to see the bottom wall did go down to the siege, even with Abathur de-pushing. We are going to see Nish get rotated on by Murder, and he has that Abathur hat, so it's kind of like a 1.5 versus 1. Tassadar, however, is pretty slippery. Should be able to get out of there without too much of a problem. And is being forced back. We do actually the rotation percent. No. I take it all back, ladies and gentlemen. Tassadar died. Tassadar died to a Murden plus a hat. I really wanted to see how that happened. The observer who was controlling the camera was like, there's no way Tassadar's going to die. He's fine, and backed out. But apparently Tassadar died to the hat and the Murden. Must have been exceptional stutter stepping and bloody blocking. Really would like to cop that on camera. Falstad and Brightwing in the top lane, both going to be soaking. The next tribute is going to spawn. This is a talent tier advantage for MVP Miracle, and all of their heroics are actually up this time. So I don't think Imperium Pro Team is going to contest this. Last time their heroics, weren't quite available yet, so it didn't really matter as much. But being down a talent tier, having all, and being in a straight 5v5 where everyone has all of their resources up, not quite the same thing. We're going to see a beautiful rotation here into Falstad, forced to use Gust just to make sure he gets 100% safe out of there. But it's a short cooldown, not that big a deal. Nish is actually going to isolate it again. That's another kill. Falstad's going to fly down to mid lane. Looks like they are going to focus on getting this middle fort. Reset's going to go down, grab Vision. Maybe, nope, just going to go straight down to the bottom lane, prioritizing the soak. And they're trying to get as much soak as they can out of this Curse. This is one of the best things to do with Curse, is just try and soak every single lane, get those free minion waves. Yeah, and get the structures too for the experience, but you really want to make sure you're getting as much soak as possible. We see Zeratul actually did blink past the wall to secure that minion wave for free. And he's going to push up and go for the next minion wave as well. He's coming back to the team. He's going to blink over the wall here, it looks like. He's waiting. Looks like he's decided it's not that urgent that he needs to blink over the wall. Looking for a strong VP. They are currently up a talent here, 15 to 12. They can get a big VP here. They can potentially get a number of kills that would give them a lot. That is a huge VP. They actually get the Tyrael kill. But no real potential follow-up. The wall is still there. The gate is still there. They do, it does secure the Tyrael kill. That's often enough. Abathur is going to be pushing in as well. He's going to be hatting all the lanes. This is one of the benefits of having an Abathur on Cursed Hollow. He can hat the minion wave and pretty much guarantee you get full value out of every single curse. It's one of the reasons it's considered one of his best maps. And you see the top fort went down as well to the minion wave plus the Abathur hat pushing. Bottom one is going to go down to Locust momentarily here. And you can see that's 3 forts on their first curse for MVP Miracle, which is pretty good considering you only really need to get 2. And they're even going to just start boss. Gust is available this time, as is Avatar and Ancestral right at the start. So there's no possibility. Imperium Proteum is going to rotate and try these shenanigans again. They don't have Sank currently. I don't think this is a good decision. I mean, they tried this once. Primo is, I think, going to die for this, is what's going to happen. Gust was used early, though, so maybe they can make something happen. Reset is forced to blink off the point, but Murden has Healing Static this time. And Healing Static on a Murden, Ancestral is still available. Ancestral? Oh my god! Ancestral comes down late enough that Murden is forced to jump off the point. Imperium Proteum steals another boss! And they actually get a kill on Rhaegar there. They trade 1 for 1, Li Ming for Rhaegar. That's actually fine. When you're this far behind, trading 1 for 1 is a good situation. I guess Imperium Proteum has boss sense, guys. Imperium Proteum is like, we don't necessarily know how to team fight you, but we can beat you on bosses. Maybe we can't beat you on other things, but we can beat you on a boss every single time. That is 2 clutch boss steals for Imperium Proteum. And MVP Miracle just couldn't quite make it out. Even with the clones proccing Healing Static as well. Even with Murden getting so much value. The Sank denied the next Thunderclap, which would have potentially saved him from having to jump off. So he's forced to jump off because of the Sank, because he can't heal off of Healing Static. And Ancestral was just not there because Rhaegar was completely zoned out. I have goosebumps. These boss fights are giving me goosebumps. Heavy Impact, however, is going to potentially secure a kill onto Tassadar here. He doesn't have Prescience available, I believe. He does have shields, though, and Brightwing actually comes in with the Z, gives him that phase shield, and Zay's in the background actually doing a lot of damage to Falstad. Falstad almost goes down here, but he does barely manage to live. Reset is extremely slow as well. Sharking around for Scout. Not going to be able to unstealth without getting picked off, however. Something he has to be thinking about very carefully. It's still a talent tier advantage here. Tis in the thing. He does use the heavy impact stun over the wall. Nish is going to go down. No Sanctification, but denied by the VP. VP, one of the best counter Sanctification in this context. Just because, oh, and the Gust putting everyone in the corner for the full heavy impact stun. Everyone got stunned by that one. They do manage to get the counter kill onto the Falstad. Even though Avatar's down, another beautiful stun. Primo is extremely low, but you just don't know which one's the real one. Stronger is going to go down, however, to the Murden plus the Avatar. That Murden at this point is going to clean up. You just can't kill a Murden in this context. And Reset going to chase down Li Ming as well. That is 4 kills for 1. And Tribute goes over nicely. Everyone's going to have to back for full health and full mana. They're extremely low. Owns a lot. What is this? What are you casting? I am casting the Gold League World Championship Wildcard Qualifier. This is the qualifier for the number 2 teams from minor regions and number 3 and 4 teams from the major regions to potentially qualify for one of the 8 teams that is going to be competing in the Gold League World Championship. 6 teams were already invited by default: Ballistics, MVP Black, Dignitas, Astral Authority, Super Perfect Team, and Zero Panda. And there are 2 open spots. One of them is a wildcard qualifier for the global, and one of them is a Chinese wildcard qualifier for Chinese teams, plus special invites, I believe. So this is determining who's going to get to that spot, potentially. These were broadcast as clean feeds a couple days, well, actually earlier this morning. I didn't know about them until just recently, so I am casting them from the VODs. Next week, when they go live again, I'll be casting them live at 1 a.m. PST on November 19th. My birthday. I'm going to stay up, cast for you guys. And it looks like Imperium Proteum is just going to give up the tribute in order to go for boss. MVP Miracle's like, no, we want a redo. We're not going to let you have another boss for free. But I don't think they're actually going to get there in time. Nish is actually just distracting. And this is a level 16 Tassadar. So this is a Tassadar that should just never die. And he actually ends up going down. They burn through basically 2 full health bars to make that happen. But the boss still goes over to Imperium Proteum. Imperium Proteum has not lost a boss all game long on Cursed Hollow, and they're losing. They're the losing team, and they're just getting all the bosses. That is not normal. For those of you not familiar with Cursed Hollow, often the bosses end up being the actual win condition of the map. So getting bosses and having good boss control is actually critical to winning the late game on Cursed Hollow. Imperium Proteum, by abusing their ability to boss better, I guess. MVP Miracle is, oh, beautiful heavy impact stun off of the VP. And Primo actually getting stunned of Stormbolt out of it. That is going to be a beautiful kill. And that's probably game. MVP Miracle, I believe, might be able to just end here. It looks like they're not going to. They're going to back up. They got the keep. They're happy with that. Boss will be up momentarily. They're going to defend against Boss so that they themselves don't lose the keep. That does secure 20 for them. And the next tribute will be a curse, and their boss will be up shortly as well. So they have 2 tools in their kit right now that will allow them in the game. 3 tools. They have a talent tier advantage, they have a curse coming up, and they will have a boss coming up momentarily. So at this point, MVP Miracle's question is, how do we want to use these 3 things together to close out the game? But I don't think there's any question that the game is going to be closed out here momentarily. But Imperium Protein putting up an amazing fight against MVP Miracle. Amazing. Their boss control is some of the best I've ever seen. What they've been doing with bosses. We are going to see Nish aggressively scouting forward. He does have, again, both the E talents, but it is possible to die as Tassadar. If you're too far forward, it's just difficult, but it's not impossible. And unfortunately, Nish was just a little bit too far forward, a little bit not used to quite as much aggression as and focus fire as you see from other teams. Not used to the Korean style of focus fire and aggression. We're going to see a beautiful heavy impact stun. Sanctification actually has to come down just for the save, but as soon as they try and leave the Sanct, they get gusted back in. Like, nope, you're staying there. Stronger ends up going down. That is Brightwing out of the fight. And this is 3 extremely low heroes. They should be able to get Primo. Actually, Singularity Spike misses. That's not good in terms of securing a kill. Primo, I think, will get out of this. Actually, it's going to be very close. Eldruins for the distraction. Holy Ground for the zoning. But they already walked around. VP is available again. Falstad actually accidentally goes in the VP. I don't think that was intentional. They do kill off Tyrael in the background, and Li Ming. Tassadar comes back to life. Falstad gets Ancestral. They're on core 5-1. I'm pretty sure MVP Miracle closes the game out here. Yeah. And we're going to move right into the next draft. Actually, I'll be right back, everyone. I've been casting for 4 straight hours, and I haven't had 1 bathroom break, so I'll be right back. So I added a chat command. If anyone asks what we're casting in the future, we can give them the link. There's an official announcement by Blizzard in the external links as well. This is as much information as we honestly have. We don't know what's going on, for instance, with the Chinese wildcard. We don't have a bracket for that. We do have a completed bracket for the global wildcard, but we don't want to show it on stream because then you would know who won. Yeah, but these are the 6 teams that are already invited. Ballistics, the BlizzCon champion. Dignitas, Astral Authority, MVP Black, because they're the Korean runner-up. Super Perfect Team, the Chinese summer runner-up, and Zero Panda. Currently, what we're casting is the games that determine who gets into the global wildcard spot. Next week will be the Chinese wildcard, and then it will be the overall tournament the week after that and the week after that. So for the next 3 weeks, I'll be casting Gold Club World Championship games. They will not normally be cast right now. Normally they will be cast live at 1 a.m. my time, PST. But you can always come back and watch the VODs. We are going to get back into it. MVP Miracle versus Imperium Pro Team Game 2. Sky Temple. Malfurion banned out by MVP Miracle. Illidan banned out by Imperium Pro Team. Illidan is the response ban by MVP Miracle. Illidan is just so good on Sky Temple. I can understand why Korean teams are always like, yeah, we're going to ban him on this map, and this map, and this map. Pretty much every map but Tomb, really. See a lot of Illidan bans. EDC is going to be locked in for Imperium Pro Team, and MVP Miracle's immediately going to spawn with the Muradin pick because they don't want to get locked out of one of the control tanks, as they are called. One of the 2 tanks that have like a complete kit. They have everything they really need to be a tank. Fall stat is also going to be picked up for the global pressure. Globals are incredibly important on a map this big. I will Lord Boo. Or I'll have some, and if I don't do it, I'll have someone do it for me. Fall stat is the pickup. Imperium Pro Team are going to spawn with Tychus Brightwing. Tychus is still considered one of the best counters to Muradin. It's interesting that prior to his rework, Muradin couldn't pick up Third Wind at 4 because it was just too low value. But now that it's a level 1, Third Wind is surprisingly good at countering Tychus. You let Tychus chunk you to under 40%, especially easy if he goes bigger they are, because once you stop getting chunked, you know this trade's over. You jump out, Third Wind kicks in, you heal back to full, and you can go back into the fight before Tychus gets his back. So it's kind of like a tempo advantage as opposed to actually being able to kill Muradin. For a while, Tychus just like killed Muradin. That was just how the game worked at that point. People figured out how to deal with it better, and then Muradin's rework moving Third Wind to 1 made it a lot easier. Brightwing picked up for the global, the counter pressure. Samuro banned out by MVP Miracle, actually a beautiful respect ban. I actually like that a lot. Imperium Pro Team has been making Samuro work all day. Taking a hero away that they've obviously practiced a lot with in anticipation of this event is just such a good drafting decision. Li Ming banned out by Imperium Pro Team, and then MVP Miracle picking up Dahaka Hammer. That's double global, double frontline, and again, when you have double global, Hammer's immobility becomes less of an issue because Hammer can just stay wherever you need Hammer to be, and the globals can take care of the rest of the map. I'm a little bit concerned that they left their support for last pick because it means they have no flexibility really in responding to what MVP Miracle's going to be in. But on the other hand, with Brightwing picked up and Malfurion banned out and no remaining bans available, Ariel is pretty much guaranteed. And if they don't want Ariel, they can swap it up to something else. Imperium Pro Team going to lock Zeratul Abathur for that global pressure. Not only does Abathur essentially give you global pressure because you can always push a lane wherever he is because of hats, but it makes Zeratul a brightening opponent. And Rhaegar going to be the lock-in for MVP Miracle to support. I think that's probably the best remaining option. They could have gone Ariel Hammer. I actually would have almost preferred to see Ariel Hammer. But Rhaegar has some notable advantages. That is not the bracket. Actually, let me edit that. There. Now everyone knows it's not the bracket. It's actually not helpful. I should edit that better. Oh man, I'm having a good day. I hope everyone watching is having as much fun watching as I am having fun doing this. We're going to see a beautiful fly-in by Falset. He gets free stacks, and the Dahaka Burrowin actually ends up killing Nish instantly. That drag. We're going to keep track of it. That is one drag, one kill. Can you do it like the Marine Sniper? Can it be one shot, one kill? Oh, get it! 2 drags, 2 kills. We're going to keep count. We're going to do it. Reset did go Primal Aggression at level 1. That is going to give him that aggressive wave clear potential. And we can see Hammer just literally sitting in the bush. Pushing in onto that tower. And currently a full level lead for MVP Miracle. I've seen level leads, 3-2, that's fine. 4-3, whatever. This is 2-1. They like literally got level 2 before Imperium Pro Team had almost any experience in I thought that was Widowmaker. Maybe it is Widowmaker. Following the Widowmaker rule. Falstad in the bottom lane contesting Abathur. Abathur's not going to be able to like do anything in that lane. He will. I mean, he's going to lose it slowly, I guess, and potentially. Stabs and Spike Burst can do a lot of damage to Falstad if he makes a mistake of getting too close to a hatted minion in the wave without an obstruction. But this, meanwhile, in the fight, Falstad actually with the fly in aggressively gonna drag, 3 drags, 3 kills. Three for 3, ladies and gentlemen. 3 for 3. This is all of the mid shot so far going over to MVP Miracle. Falstad is forced to back out. Can't take that for too long. That is 4 for 4. 4 drags, 4 kills. This is so brutal to watch. I don't think you can let MVP Miracle have Dahaka. I don't think you can let Reset have Dahaka and reasonably expect to win because the Focus Fire is so good and he has not yet missed a drag. We are going to see Hammer being a little bit overextended, but does have Hyper Thrusters available, does get out of there. Not too big a concern. That's all the middle shots going over to MVP Miracle. Wow, Stronger is so dead. There's no way he gets out of this, right? Oh, the peel! The peel! Nope. Reset comes in. Does Mir die? Oh my god. No! No, Reset! No, you broke your record. That's 5 drags and 4 kills. Technically Brightwing died, but there wasn't a drag involved. So it's 5 drags. It's okay. It's okay. It's an 80% success rate. That's still a B, right? We are going to see Falstad end up going down to Nij in the background here. He's going to die for it. Technically 1 for 1 is worthwhile when you're this far behind in experience. We do see Hammer in the bot lane, however, continuing to push in. This is level 7 to level 5.5, basically, but the structure lead is the real takeaway here. All of the fort walls are gone for Imperium Pro Team. And I actually think that MVP Miracle hasn't lost a single structure yet. I'm pretty sure MVP Miracle has literally not... Yeah, they have not lost a single structure yet. And on Sky Temple in particular, because the objective damages the structures directly, every bit of structure damage matters. When you're even a little ahead on structures, you can get to a point in the game where you can just trade evenly and you'll win the game. The enemy team actually has to kill you, wipe you, get a steal boss, do something, actively try and take the game away from you in order to lose. MVP Miracle is so far ahead on structures. I've never seen a lead this dramatic in structures this early in the game. They do get the pick on Hammer in the bot lane there. You see Tis actually missing a Stormbolt there, but Zay's already used Blink. Probably going to go down here. 100% going to go down there. Abathur Hat comes in. Reset actually missed a drag there. He's 5 drags hit, 4 kills secured. 1 drag missed. He's 1-5-4 or 5-4-1. Let's call it 5-4-1, right? Just to be confusing.
Yeah, I'm finishing upgrading.
You're going to see a jump in. Nish actually jukes the Stormbolt. Probably would have resulted in a kill if that Stormbolt had gone off. They would have had that extra time to do the damage. We're going to have a 4-man push here in the bottom lane, though. Dahaka is going to rotate his way to the top to get that push to deal with the Abathur. Soak, make sure that they just can't catch up at any point during this game. And Hammer sieged out of range of the fort because that wall was already dead. We do see the rotation from Mir here trying to push people away, but they're just not that afraid of ETC at this point in the game. There's just not enough damage here to really be concerned. They do end up picking off Brightwing. Tist is extremely low on health, but he has third wind. He's actually backing pretty much for mana here. He doesn't need to back for health. He's backing for mana to secure the team fight that is going to be happening in the next few seconds. And MVP Miracle's going to back off as soon as they get this well. That was just the priority. Once the well's gone, they pretty much guarantee that they're going to win the bottom no matter what. Dahaka in the top lane, getting that soak is going to secure them level 10. Imperium Pro Team can't really afford to push into this. And I think they are just going to back off and soak. And we see Mir's trying to soak, but he's actually getting chunked by Hammer just sitting in this bush.
Okay, but it's just like
So difficult to deal with a hammer when you can't get to her and you're behind in experience. Because there's so many more options for the hammer team. We're going to see a beautiful rotation on Amir. Gets the Stormbolt. We're not going to see a kill, however. The Abathur Hat comes down a little bit late. Didn't actually save him from any damage. They're just going to grab the Siege. At this point, maybe Miracle is going to abuse the map as hard as they can. They're going to get every single advantage that they can in terms of soak, in terms of lane pressure, in terms of structures. Until Imperium Pro Team gets level 10, there's really nothing that can be done. And Imperium Pro Team tries to rotate onto Haka, get that kill, but they burn the Polymorph early, which means Brushstalker has no interrupts. He just burrows out into the safety of the boss, which MVP Miracle is just going to casually grab. They do have Gust available, so this is pretty much 100% safe if they can burn it down. Tis is just sitting in the bush, zoning for his team, doing the mobile ward thing that tanks are known for, especially at a high level of play. And that's a drag, and that's a kill.
Sure, that'd be fun.
165. 1 missed drag, 5 hit drags, 4 kills secured by drags. Brightwing is going to be split pushing top. They do finally secure level 10. Imperium Pro Team is in a better position now. They do have an Abathur, so once they have the clone, never mind. That's going to be a free kill onto Tychus. There's no this boss could actually legitimately get a keep. This could be a 7-minute, 30-second keep basically if they aggressively push in with a hammer in particular. They have so much siege pressure. That is basically a full health boss, 3/4 on the keep that's basically already dead. We do see a harass by Zaze in the backline trying to deal with Hammer, trying to make sure that Hammer can't get that free siege, but that's a keep down, 7 minutes, 35 seconds. Actually can get the tower as well. There's no structures now left in the bottom lane at all. Zaze again with the distraction. We do see Stage Dive coming in the backline, doesn't hit anyone at all. Face Melt trying to isolate Hammer, get that kill, but Gust for the peel. And VP comes down to 3 people. We do see Reset with the zone trying to... He almost gets a body block, but he actually uses Dark Swarm. Hits the drag onto Mir just for the peel. Excuse me, that was isolation. He actually dragged Tychus. Tychus does end up dying to that drag. So that is 176. Mir goes down as well. This has ended up being a 2-for-1. Another drag. That's 187. 1 miss drag, 8 hit drag, 7 kills secured by drags. Pretty close to 1-for-1, guys. Pretty close. And meanwhile, temples are up. We can see Reset's going to rotate to the top, grab that. Fall Ascend's in the bottom one. This is brilliant because the globals being at each point means if Imperium Pro Team decides to contest either one, you're going to be in a situation where the other global can come to help, and you're going to be in a situation where you can rapidly have the entire team available to do the counterfight. Siege going to be Bruiser's going to be capped here by MVP Miracle, getting even more lane pressure. And remember the experience change. Mercenaries only give experience when you cap them now, not when you clear them. We are going to see that is a 4-man collapse plus stage dive just to kill the Dahaka. It is worthwhile. They really do need that experience, but that's a lot of investment. Both siege camps going to be capped actually here by MVP Miracle. We do see the rotation to get their siege first. Muradin was checking to make sure that the siege was not being gotten by Imperium Pro Team, which was unlikely, but it was potentially possible. Abathur going to pick up 13, some transference. That is going to give him a little bit more burst healing potential on the focus target, assuming he's hatting the focus target, because Brightwing, for all her strengths as a healer, does not really have strong burst healing outside of Blink Heal, which is still kind of small. We're seeing the patience here. We're waiting for Murda to get a little bit further down. And we actually see Tist in the back by himself. Reset is come back alive. He does get the drag onto Tist. And it looks like they're going to be able to 2v1. He pops Odin. I'm not sure that was a good decision. Avatar is going to have to be popped just to survive. But that is now 198 for drag secured kills. And Falstead's extremely low. Ancestral is available, however, it does end up going down. They secure the kill on to Murden as well. There's no zoning left. Zaze should be able to get out of here. Maybe. No, Blink's not available. And the Abathur. Oof. The hat tries to save him, but it's not enough. And MVP Miracle actually going to end. There is an open keep lane. They have Siege pushing up the lane. The catapults are there. That's another kill on the Brightwing. Heavy impact securing that one. That was some of the most ruthless Dahaka play I've ever seen. Dahaka is so terrifying. When you have any sort of initial CC or you just don't respect the bushes enough, his ability to secure kills with drags if people can actually focus fire is just... it's scary. Enemy Miracle will take that series 2-0.